Hey guys, so today I'm starting with a clean face and I just wanted to briefly show you what it is that I use before I go in with makeup. So one is a refresher by Olay, which I actually got for like $5 at a flea market, and it's very citrusy, smells like toronja, grapefruit, yeah, that's how you say it. It's a deep cleanser, it's a gentle exfoliant, and it makes my dark circles appear a lot lighter, and it also makes my skin look very poreless, but it is a bit drying on me, so I go in right after with this. This is for stretch marks, but I use it for my blemishes. You're supposed to use it twice a day to get immediate results, and it is a very good moisturizer for my skin, so this is what I'm using right now. I take about this much and I focus it around my chin area and my cheeks, which is the most drying part of my face. So then now as I let that set, I'm just going to go in with my angled brush that I always use by Morphe and my Anastasia Dipbrow in medium brown. Now the brows that I use for this tutorial are, in my opinion, my light to medium brows. They're not some crazy thick eyebrows, but I feel like they're a good intensity for the cat eye that I did today, or at least for this look. Then now I just brush through and make sure that I'm going in the direction of each little hair, and then with the spoolie I make sure everything is evened out. Now what I like to do is clean and carve my brows with a concealer brush and my soft ochre paint pot, which I think is a little too light for my skin, but I make it work, so it's a good brow bone highlight, I guess. And then I like to just blend that out with my disgusting fingernails. I don't know why I could never film a video when I have my nails done. But yeah, I blend that out, and then I do go in with more paint pot on my lid. So I just try to blend it into the carving as much as possible so it doesn't look like a crazy white highlight on camera. I do the same at the top to make sure everything is nice and crispy. And then this is a very prominent paint pot, so I do like to blend it out as much as possible. So now I'm gonna go in with that like neutral brown, I guess you can say, and I kind of just fill in the spots of my brows with that shadow. Now for the eyes, I go in with my E25, and this taupey brown shade has a lot of gray in it, and I'm just going to use that as my transition shade for all the nice plums and browns that I'm going to use for this cat eye. Then I take this purpley, nice toned down shade, and I use the same brush, but I'm going to focus it more in my actual crease instead of bringing it up to my brow bone, and this is what really makes that gradient effect look amazing. And with things like this, you really want to take your time, because the more you blend, the better the colors merge together and the more you can give an effect of a lifted brow bone. So with my little definer brush, I'm going to take that like brick red shade that you see right there, and then I'm just focusing that again on the crease, and then go in again with my E25 and blend everything out. I feel like the more colors I use in my crease, the more defined and kind of cooler to look at my eye becomes. So I'm going to use a flat brush now, and then I'm taking that same reddish brown shade, and I'm making sure that it's very into my outer V and there are no spots without shadow, so I go back and forth from blending and packing it on into that outer V area of my eye. And then I take this peachy skin tone color, and that's the only thing that I use for the rest of my lid, because I really want the outer V to be prominent and to be the center of attention for this eye look. So now I'm using my PhotoReady concealer by Revlon, and I'm doing the same thing as always. The only difference is that I use this NYX color corrector palette, and I take the yellow shade to intensify my highlight today a little bit more. Now in my personal opinion, I don't like this color correcting palette on its own, because even though it's creamy, for some reason it makes my skin look very dry in my under eye. So yeah, I don't know what it is. And then I use that as well to cut the shape of the cat eye and make everything look nice and clean. Now, I have been meaning to buy a beauty blender, but I don't know what's keeping me from buying one. Even like the $5 ones, I really like the way my finger kind of helps my skin absorb the product, and I feel like I could get a lot closer to product, and it's harder for me to mess it up than if I use a brush, even a small brush. So I just blend that out, and then with my Naked 3 brush, this is like a flat yet little round brush. I feel like it's perfect to go in with vanilla from my Anastasia kit to set that under eye concealer and highlight. Then to balance everything out, I do go in with that concealer on my forehead, my Cupid's bow, and the bottom of my nose. I've been into contouring it more lately. And then I take that yellow shade from the NYX palette only for my forehead, and this foundation brush from the Naked 3 kit. Then I just take my sweet time to really blend out the highlight on my forehead. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when I can tell where the highlight begins, ends, etc. So I really try to get it as close to my hairline as possible. That way when I warm up the face later on, you won't see any harsh lines. And everything else I just blend out with my finger, so my Cupid's bow and the bridge of my nose as well. Now, I have been contouring my nose lately, like I said, so the way that I do it in this video is a lot different than how I'm trying to do it now, even though this was only like 2 weeks ago. But in this video I went all the way down. I will probably make another video very soon, and I'll show you guys a different way. And I am using Fawn because it's the most neutral of the palette, and those are the colors you want to contour your nose with, because they're just more complementing on the face than an orangey or like reddish shade. After I do that, I'm only going to be using the Studio Fix powder today. No brightening makeup by Benefit, no Maybelline Fit Me, none of that. I feel like my skin has been looking really nice, and I feel like I honestly don't need anything else except a little warmth on the face. So I use Studio Fix and NC42. And then I just reapply a little bit of the vanilla to re-intensify my highlight in case all of that got lost. And then I use the same shade that I went in with my under eyes. I feel like it gives a very nice and blended contour because it's small and yet it defines the cheekbones. So I just warm up my temples, and then now I'm using my favorite highlight so far. It's super pigmented. This is Champagne Pop. As you can see, I use very little, extremely little, and it's just crazy pigmented. But I really am digging like this gold dewy wet look, and I just had to show it off. And now I'm just gonna take that on the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose as well. Oh, and I don't know if I said the Cupid's bow, but yeah, with that little definer brush, I take the reddish shade again, put it in my bottom lash line, and then with this definer brush from the Naked 3 kit, I smudge it out. And I'm only focusing that on the outer part of the eye because, like I said, I want it to look very cat-like. And then my favorite eyeliner so far, Inner Rim Liner by Tarte. Go in with that to open up the eye. Now this is the 9B by Morphe, and I'm taking those two mauve colors in the bottom, and I make sure that I go super lightly because these are crazy pigmented. Then this is the Revlon Colorburst Matte Balm. I did forget the color, I'll leave it on the description bar, but I wanted to show you guys it's only like 10 bucks, and I've had this for like a year, so definitely worth it. And I mix it with Peaches and Cream Butter Gloss by NYX. Then with my Morphe liner and my MB2 I'm just going to draw a very thin line close to my lash line to kind of hide the fact that I have lashes. Like I want to hide the band, I guess is what you call it. and I was trying to show you guys how I cut them so I don't want the inner corner to bother my eye. And in case they have leftover glue, I tweeze it because I do use my lashes over again. Even though they're inexpensive, I don't like to buy one and throw them out. So that's the finished look, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. And thank you once again. Bye, guys.